We're back and I got some goodies. I know I said I was going to try to get 2 books. I got 4. She's completely fine being the monster of their story as long as she ain't the maid. And honestly, I get it, girl, and I support a bad bitch. So I want to give you guys my thoughts on the Unapologetic Guide for Black Mental Health. I'm flawed and I'm gonna get help or whatever, and I was just like, you're an asshole and you've been an asshole for fucking years. Like this, I don't care that you're sorry. Hey y'all, welcome to the start of a new vlog. It is Monday now. Still reading Portrait of a Thief. I'm hoping to finish the Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health like ASAP because the month is ending and I need to finish my nonfiction for the month. So that is actually a priority right now. But it's Monday now. Got a lot of unpacking to do, so I should be listening to the audiobook, but instead I'm watching Selling Sunset. It's whatever. We are still taking like trips back from like the old apartment here just to like make sure it's clean, get all like anything that wasn't able to get packed with the movers and get over here. So between that though, I did go to Ulta. Oopsies. Y'all are on a nothing's unpacked. I don't have my tripod. My bed is literally on the floor right now. So yeah, we're just gonna try and work this out. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully it works out. I did go to Ulta though between trips from the old apartment to here, and we're about to head back to the old apartment, but I wanted to show you guys what I got because, you know, why not add other life things into the vlogs. So first I got the G44 Iron Guard. They're like thermal heat protectant because I will be straightening my hair again. I haven't straightened my hair in like years, so it's weird to like be straightening it again. I do want to make sure that it's like safe and protected, so I got this. I also got a Sephora order. Did you guys know they do same day delivery? So I did that and I ordered the Adu. I'll have them here, but I ordered the shampoo and conditioner, and I should have triple checked, but the shampoo wasn't same day, so that's coming in a few days. But I will be washing my hair today, probably maybe tomorrow. I'm doing my hair today or tomorrow, so I'm gonna just have to find another shampoo. But I got that for when I straighten my hair because it's like another Black owned business. I was watching, I think, the Glam Twins, and they said they use that when they straighten their hair and their curls bounce back really well. And like, honestly, that's my biggest concern with straightening it, especially since I haven't straightened it in so long. I don't want heat damage because when my hair wasn't healthy, that was what it was. It was heat damage, so I'm definitely trying to guard my hair from that. But you know, your girl likes to switch it up. Also, ignore this. I feel like my what are they called? My baby hairs are so much easier to contain when they're curly, like wet. Like I feel like it's not so dramatic, but when it's straight, they're just like out. But anyways, I also got some things from Juvia's Place. I got this palette, which I don't like. Oh, everything. Okay, I mean, I guess it's good this isn't open, but I don't have scissors. I've been watching Kenny JD, Bad Makeup's Gonna Be, to like decompress and de-stress because she's hilarious. And watching her just makes me want to, like, I wanted to practice with not practice, but I wanted to play with my makeup a lot more. But I just haven't had the motivation. But like watching her makes me be like, I'm feeling that creative feeling again with makeup. So y'all might be seeing things, but look at this like gorgeous pink palette. I really need to unpack my makeup. I mean, I really shouldn't be unpacking that much stuff since I don't have a dresser yet. But I also got, but I have my own bathroom is what I have. So I could just put stuff in the bathroom. I love how I did these orders so that I can get stuff for my hair to protect it from heat. And I got makeup also. I was like, well, since I'm here, I might as well. And then I got so this one, the pink one is called Sweet Pinks by Juvia's. Yeah, makes sense. And then I got this blue one. And this is beautiful. So pretty. This one is called Olori 2. I also got, again for hair, I got the Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum. So this will help, you know, not keep it straight, but like get it nice and straight the first time I straighten it. And then I got some concealer. So first I got this one from no, this one's not a concealer. This one's a foundation stick that I'm going to use for a contour. So this is by Black Opal, I think. And the shade is Carob, I believe that's what it's called. But like I said, I'm using this for contour. And I got this extremely pale very like literally white, it's basically white color for my eyelids when I do bright colored. Well, the blue shouldn't be a problem, but like when I do pinks, or I really want to do a yellow look, but I've never been able to manage it and get it right. So hopefully having like a really light color can help me with that. I have wanted to do a yellow look for so long, and every time I practice, I do it, like it just doesn't work. And I think it's because my base is never light enough. Also, my skin it's quite yellow. Actually, I would say I'm more like neutral now, but still, me and yellow, we're very close to each other. So yeah, that's what I got. That's all right. Yeah, that's all I got from Ulta. I'm really excited for all of this, but since my makeup is still packed away and I can't find that box, not like I've looked for it for too long, but can't find that box, don't know where my makeup is, so can't really play with that yet. But I'm very excited for these two to protect my hair and, you know, get it straight. I keep saying keep it straight. I don't think it keeps it straight, but it gets it straight is the point. Got these. I'm very excited to do my hair again. And yeah, that's all for now. I'm about to head to the other apartment. I'm so tired. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. We got this energy. It's Monday and you won't got to work. Yes. Go off, sis. This is how I'm pumping myself up. Okay, anyways. All right, hello guys. Good morning. Well, yeah. I mean, it's morning. I don't know what it is for you. It is Tuesday now. I just wanted to give you guys like a rundown of I wanted to give you a rundown of what's going to be going on today. I am going to go to the bookstore. I'm hoping that since it's Tuesday in the morning, not a lot of people will be there, and hopefully I can get some footage for you all. But yeah, I've just been really stressed with the whole move and just a lot going on. I'm gonna go to the bookstore today. I'm not planning on buying a lot, maybe like 2 books. I know for a fact that I need to get the score from the off-campus series. I'm really hoping that they have it. I know when I went last time, they had like 1 in stock, and that was like a month ago, maybe probably over a month ago. So hopefully they at least have 1 or they have more than 1, preferably, so that I can get it, because you know that is the group book for the Happily Ever After readathon. Yeah, one of those 2 that Sydney hosts. And of course, I love the off-campus series, and I love getting to read it with everyone. Like, I really like doing this as a group. I think it's really helping me love the series even more because, yeah, like I've talked about in the other vlog, like what kind of my hangups are a little bit with the books. But overall, I'm really enjoying my time. So I'm going to try and get that. And then just something else romance. Like I'm really in a romance mood right now. I'm hoping, probably since it is June, looking for like a little queer romance moment. Because I think I read all the ones that I own. So yeah. But we will see what I get. I think I actually want to get Corrupt by Penelope Douglas. I was looking at that one, but then the synopsis also honestly had me scared. But I just watched Olivia Reads a Latte's vlog, and she was like, I mean, I'm enjoying the writing, and yeah, there's those undernotes with like what's going on, and but like I just want to have my own opinion for that one because I was like looking at it and thinking about it, but then the synopsis made me scared. But I'm like, honestly, because basically what it says is that the main female character got the main male character wrongfully convicted for assault, which had me nervous because like when that comes up in real life, it just makes me uncomfortable because I'm always going to side with the person that said that the assault happened until proven wrong, because like that's a very serious claim that not often is lied about. Anyways, I think I'm gonna check out and see if they have that one. I know they definitely had it before, or anything from Penelope Douglas, because I haven't really continued on with her books. But I mean, I was all for the vibe. It gave me like a kind of nostalgia, high school reading moment, Wattpad moment vibes with her writing, and so I actually really enjoyed it. Might be looking at that one, looking at a few books actually, seeing which one I end up buying this time. And then we have, of course, unpacking to do today, and of course work, but I start work later today, so I'm just trying to give myself a moment to like decompress, be in my happy space, and just like wander around. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. And yeah, I'll see you guys then, because I'm waiting for the ride to come now. So I'll see you guys then. Welcome back, y'all, when I'm the one that has gone through a significant amount of time, like y'all haven't. God, I'm really gonna have to work with that echo. Like, I need to unpack. Well, even unpacking is not gonna help because I don't have any furniture for my place. Whatever, it's fine, it's cool. This is what happens when you start over. You have to, it takes time. But we're back, and I got some goodies. I know I said I was going to try to get 2 books. I got 4. Okay, so listen. I'm not even gonna explain myself because like I just wanted to, but there was can we just talk about how many great books I found today? Like so many that I had to part with. First, I just realized that, or not just realized, but at the bookstore, I realized because I had grabbed Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas, and I realized that that was the one that actually is about, apparently, the main female character. I think her dad, I don't know whose perspective, I don't understand, and apparently that was the one that I was talking about before I went to the bookstore, not Corrupt. My bookstore, my Barnes & Noble, actually did not have Corrupt. And so I was like trying to hit the Googles and like Amazon to figure out like the order of the novels, because these I think are actually a series. Like, I don't even think they're a standalone series. I think they're an actual series, but they might be a standalone series. Point is, no matter what it is, as we see with like the Helen Wong's books, as we've seen with the Brown sisters, I like to read books in the order, especially if they're in like a series, even if it's a standalone series. I like to read them in the order that they were published. Kill Switch is a third book. So yeah, that's not happening. I did grab it because I was gonna get it because I was like, okay, standalone series, I can do this. And also, I want to know, like, what the fuck. Because Penelope Douglas is really good for like putting you in situations. I don't know if really good was the right word. I don't know if those were the right uses of those words. But she is good at, for me, in my experience with the reading, she's good at having main characters or like love interests that in real life I absolutely would not accept. Like, no. But reading the book, I'm like, now granted, that's been 2 books. I've only read 2 of her books, and those have been the 2 books that I would say are more on the contemporary side. It was Birthday Girl, she's dating she falls for her boyfriend's dad, and then Punk 57, 2 pen pals meet, and then there's like this bully relationship that occurs that was like, oh God, is he okay? Like, mentally, is he okay? You need a therapist? And yes, the answer is yes, he absolutely needed a therapist. We didn't see anything about that happening, but like, he absolutely needed therapy. Shit, she did too. Anyways, that's not the point of Penelope Douglas's books, okay? But the vibes were there, and I actually liked both books. Felt for the characters, loved it. Liked Punk 57 more. Probably want to reread that soon, because literally, like, summer vibes, I love it. Anyways, so I have read those books from her. All her other books that I have seen, at least, have been like so far out there. Like, there's that incest book. Then we got Kill Switch, which I thought was corrupt, but either way, it's like and it's like he assaulted her, or at least that's her perspective of the thing, and then his perspective of it is that he didn't assault her, and like, I don't want to read that. But I do want to read it. But I don't know. Like, all the other books, the other 2 books that I read, it was like, okay, because it was like taboo, not so much like honestly triggering ass topics. But this, yeah. So I want to read her other books, but I don't know how. I'm like, I don't know how. But anyways, I think I will actually read Corrupt, but clearly I didn't buy it. They didn't have it at my store. They didn't have it at the book Barnes and Nobles, girl. They didn't have it at the Barnes and Nobles I went to. What was the other one I said I was going to look for? Okay, well, then let's just get into it. Oh no, there was other books that I wanted to get that I didn't get. So the reason I didn't get Love Songs to W.E.B. Du Bois is because I want the hardcover, but that was the only hardcover at the store, and it was slightly damaged, and I didn't want that. So I want the hardcover, but I wanted, like, I really love the colors of that book. I really love the cover of that book, and it was like damaged to where it was kind of fading on the corners, if this makes sense. It was fading on the corners, and I love the cover so much. It is so beautiful. So I was just like, I want to give this cover all its glory. I want it to be all orange everywhere, not faded and like kind of messed around like through transit and probably like getting to the bookstore, probably people picking it up. It just got like, it's like white on the edges because it's been like kind of worn through. So yeah. And then the other copies of the book that they had were all paperback. So I will either be looking out for like that one being the one that I get at like the next time I go to Barnes & Noble, or I'm just going to order it online from whatever seller. probably maybe Barnes and Nobles, I don't know. But there's that one that I really wanted, but I couldn't get because I just explained why. And that was the thing. Y'all couldn't really see. I really tried very hard to show you just how many books I ended up picking up. But you couldn't see it. But it was a whole, what are those called? Basket, like the carrot, like hand basket. It was a whole hand basket full, and I was walking around the store like this. It was very full. So yeah, I really had to make decisions, and a part of my decision making progress was like if books weren't in like pristine condition, which isn't a big deal normally, but if I'm trying to trim the fat of like 15 books to make it into 2, which was the goal, didn't work out, but it was the goal, then I need to be like nitpicky. Like I need to nitpick things. And so that one, also Addicted to You. I do want to start the Addicted series by Christine Ritchie. I don't know. I've just heard about it, and I've heard about it along the lines of when people are also recommending the Score, and not the Score shit, when people are recommending the Off Campus series. And you know, I was a doubter of those recommendations, and the Off-Campus series proved me wrong. So I do want to get into the Addicted series. But like the love songs for W.E.B. Du Bois, was that the name of the book? I don't remember. But like that book, it was damaged in the back. So it wasn't meant to be. Literally, that's what I told myself in my head. I was like, oh, this particular copy that I picked up, because there was actually another copy of the book. I was like, this particular copy I picked up has like slashes through the back, so not for today. I know it don't make sense, but it was what I had to do to make money, or to keep money rather. What was another book that I really wanted and had to? Oh, they were doing a deal on their classics collection, like the Barnes & Noble's classic collections. I think it's the Barnes & Noble ones. And it was buy one, get one 50% off, and they were already quite inexpensive. And I was going to get the Count of Monte Cristo. Is that the one? I don't remember. And Dorian Gray, which are 2 classics that I actually am very interested in. I believe Aaron from Booked and Busy really loves the Count of Monte Cristo. Another person that I'm following on Instagram really loves it. They love this book, and so I really wanted to read it based on their recommendations. And then Dorian Gray, I've just heard really great things about that, like very quotable moments, and it's a very short classic, so I've been on the lookout for that one, as you guys know. Or maybe you don't, but I have 2 classic editions that I really love. I like the Penguin Deluxe Classics. I believe that's what it's called. And then I really love the seasonal. Damn, I will never figure out if it's seasons or seasonal. And I have actually read like on the back what it's called. The Seasons editions. I think that those 2 are just absolutely stunning. And I want all of my classics to be in those editions. Neither edition has, or neither of those 2 editions has a Count of Monte Cristo. Neither of them has Dorian Gray, or I think maybe the Penguin Deluxe does, but I didn't like what it looked like. So those would be 2 instances where I'd be like, okay, gotta find it another way. I actually really liked Barnes & Noble's editions. I thought they were really cute, because you know, of course, I'm a Libra. Aesthetics matter, bruh. It matters big. But they ended, like, I was actually really about to buy those. Like, they were heading to the thing with me, and I was like, I cannot have my goal be 2 and come back with 6. So I put them back. I also haven't read any classics this year, so should probably not buy more until I read some. Next, was there anything else I was really considering? Oh, Lisa Cross Smith released another book, y'all. I didn't know that she was doing this, but it was just recently released. Apparently it's a new release, and I forget what it's called, but it's here, and I really want to buy it. Like, that one, oh, it broke my heart to put that one back. But I was like, okay, this wasn't even on my mind. I didn't know this was coming out. This was not the goal for today. And it was a hardcover adult book. So it was like a hefty price. And I was just like, not now. I am so sorry, Lisa. Like, I'm so sorry, but I feel like, if you don't know, this is the author of It's Okay Not to Be Okay. I love that book. I thought, I loved it. I loved how the story happened because it wasn't what I was expecting, but also gave me what I wanted from it. So it was really great. And I feel like this new book is going to do the exact same thing. It also deals with a woman who has been divorced, but her ex-husband released a memoir and basically exposed himself, not necessarily her, but exposed himself in that memoir, and just it ended up really hurting her because, you know, they spend their whole life together, and then with what he exposed about himself, like, she's kind of questioning their relationship because, like, how did you have this secret before we even got married and then lived this life with me? And well, now we're divorced, but still, bruh, I get it. And I really like how so far the 2 books that she's released, or at least the 2 books I know that she has released, they have featured like older women, like in their 40s. So also really great representation. It broke my heart to put that damn book down. Also, what did I put back? Radio, can't remember what it's called. Love Radio Love, something like that. It's a new release. I remember when I forgot what other books I was looking for in the bookstore. That was one of them. I was looking for a new release, that new release, and then another one. I didn't find the other one, but that one, I had to trim the fat. Like, it just didn't end up working out. I haven't been that much in a YA mood, so that is why I chose not to hit that one. I don't think anyone ever does this about the books that they're not choosing. At least not when they're back home with their fun books. But I'm just like, there was so many great ones. And if there was a book that I had not yet chose, like I haven't bought yet, I haven't purchased it yet, I'm going to, and I want you guys to know about it. Like, maybe you'll get it before I get it. But these are, like, they were such great books. God, it was so hard to walk away. Also, Fortuna Storm, that is a book that has been on my radar for a very long time. At some point, I will get around to it. I picked it up again today and then had to put it back. But that is one that has been on my radar. The very first book, I know the rest of the series gets pretty hefty, but the very first book is at least pretty thin. So I was going to get that one, kind of in like a very quick reading type of mood, especially a romance mood. I think I'm starting to head more towards my romance fantasy again, but yeah, romance is a need at this point. I just need happiness and love, and well, also there's that, like, from what the author wrote in the content warning page, and then just what I've heard about the series, maybe just going for love and happiness is not what that series, like, I'd be ridiculous to go to that series for that, but I'm just saying, like, that was also on my radar. And I think that was everything that, like, was really pressing me. Like, it's actually hard to put this book back. But I did it. And I missed them already. Anyways, let's talk about the books that I did get, because I'm so excited. I got The Score by Elle Kennedy. This is going to be the monthly book for the romance Happily Ever After romance readathon that Sydney hosts. I got it. I'm excited. This is Dean's story. He was not the one that, like, he's not one of the ones that when they were all introduced in the first book that I was like, I need to know your story. He wasn't one of them. But in fact, if anything, I like rolled my eyes at him quite a few times in the first book. Didn't get better in the second book, but it's okay. Like, I still think that the guys are super funny. It's just like, sir, I don't need this type of playboy. Like, is his dick ever in his pants is basically my question, because, like, how you gonna talk about a relationship? But anyways, apparently she got that good because he questioning life now. Next up, I got Twisted Love by Helen Wong. I have been wanting this book for a long time. I want these editions specifically because I like these covers more than I like the, like, half naked men on the covers. I just do. I don't have a problem with half naked men on covers. I mean, hey, I see you and you see you. Like, you happy with this. Okay, I see you. Don't knock the hustle. Flaunt what God gave you. I get it. but then if you also do a recover or like another cover and it looks as pretty and cute as this, I'm gonna get this one. Duh. Yeah, I have been looking for this one for a while. My Barnes & Nobles hasn't had it in stock for a while. Like, it's always the third book or the second book. It's never the first one, and I want these editions. I'm sad I missed out on when the author was signing them on her Etsy page. I was just like, I just missed out. I was still like very much moving brain. Didn't get to it. But I finally got book one. Very excited to read it. I have been very interested in this, like the Twisted series, for a long time. But of course, like I just mentioned earlier, I need to read standalones. When they are part of a standalone series, I need to read them in the order that they are published. Finally got number one. I'm excited. I was also in a book buying ban. When it wasn't my Barnes & Noble, that was when I was in a book buying ban. Don't ask how I know it was there. Just, I went to go buy my sister a book, but then, talk about, like, being a good, what am I trying to say? Like, talk about resilience? Talk about, I don't know, but I was able to go into a bookstore and only get a book for another person. I'm a great person. Next up, I got Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I got this solely because of Jess, like from Jess Owens. Like literally, she is the reason. I have seen this book in my bookstore. I keep saying my bookstore. I keep seeing this book in Barnes & Nobles all the time. I have passed it a million times. I just keep blah, blah, blah. I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. Jess had a vlog where she read romance, or maybe she was just talking about books. No, it was a vlog where she read romance, and she loved this book and their dynamics and like the way their story goes. She said she really likes their the bad boy's friends. This guy, she really loved his friends, loved his dynamic with his friends. Like there was a lot that she just like loved and raved, and like seeing her passion talking about this book reminded me of passion talking about like the books that I talk about. Like I was like, this is what people are talking about every time they comment about like, I love the way you talk about the book. I was like, I see it now, because like I don't see it in me, like I'm just talking about books. But when I got to see someone else doing it, I was like, that just like overwhelming love for a book. And so yeah, this and then The Wedding Crasher she was like raving about, and both of those books I hadn't really had on my radar. Like I said, I had passed this book a million times, but after watching that vlog, I was like, I absolutely need to read them. So I have the audiobook for The Wedding Crasher, and then of course I bought this one physically. I have the Siren Queen. This one I believe I had looked at the last time I was at Barnes & Noble, but again, I have to like narrow things down all the time. But this one has been on my radar for quite a bit. I even think if it is on my wish list on Amazon, I need to take that off now because I have it. But I was also checking this out on not Instagram, on Amazon. Like I have just been like, I am always so close to getting this book and then I never get it. But this is Siren Queen by Nevo. This is about a Chinese American, right? This light, and yes, it's a Chinese American woman in a while ago. 1920s? I thought it told me the year. Okay, coming of age in pre-code Hollywood. What does that mean? Like before Hollywood had a zip code? Doesn't everything always have a zip code? What is Hollywood zip? I don't think it's zip code. Anyways, I think like, I'm gonna say 1920s. Like if it's like before Hollywood was super duper big, I'm gonna assume. I'm just gonna assume that happened in the 1920s. So I'm gonna say 1920s era, like around that time. I could be completely wrong. Anyways, it is a Chinese American woman trying to become an actress, and she only has one rule. She won't play a maid, which, being a black woman, I definitely can relate to understanding these stereotypes that Hollywood has placed under women of color, playing the maid, playing the help, playing sub characters to like the white white actors that were highlighted, because you know, people of color were always put on the boundaries or put on, like, marginalized and can only play supporting characters to the white leads. In this time, the actress has no problem playing a supporting character, but she's not about to be nobody's maid. She's completely fine being the monster of their story as long as she ain't the maid. And honestly, I get it, girl, and I support a bad bitch. But it also says something along the lines of, like, little did she know that Hollywood was going to try to own more than her narrative, like own more than her story. They were going to do more than just try to paint her as a monster. They apparently want to, again, I keep saying apparently only because I'm trying to use my memory, not because that's not the story. So according to what I remember from, like, kind of grazing the synopsis, because we all know I don't read those, but Hollywood, the agents, people are trying to take claim over her body and the women that she loves. And so, yeah, they're just basically trying to own her in order for her to actually have this dream that she's always held. And so, yeah, I thought this is going to be a really cool story. This is going to be a really amazing story. I'm very excited to get to it. These I definitely want to read in June, or at least one of them. I don't know how much reading I'll be doing in June. I'm hoping to read at least 8 books, but you're just going to have to wait for my reading planning video to figure out why that's the number. Anyways, I want to read at least one of these in June because, like I said, I've already read all the queer literature that I own. Even though I read these stories like year long, when it is a big event, I want to more so highlight that. I want to be more cognizant and making sure that I'm doing it for particular times. And of course, Pride is in June. I don't know if I actually said that, but Pride's in June. That's why. And then these two, like I said, I listen, I finally saw this at my Barnes & Noble. I was not about to let it go. And then I am reading this in June because that's the book for June. I am reading The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. I'm listening to that audiobook. I have like an hour and a half left, I think, maybe a little bit more. I need to finish this today because today is May 31st. I don't have a choice anymore. It needs to fucking happen. And I will give my perspective and like my thoughts on the book when I finish it. Even though like I already do have my thoughts, I literally have like one chapter left to read. So I will let you guys know then. It's been so weird to be like, I'm reading this book and not actually talk to you guys about the book, but I wanted to make sure that I had read the whole book before I had given my thoughts and opinions, because basically I don't think that I am the target demographic for this book. I don't think I am, but I do think that it is a good book for a specific demographic. I have just been trying to think of like who that would be. And I think I have some people in mind now. And so once I finish the book, I will tell you guys about that. And I'll see you guys then. I have time before work, so I want to give you guys my thoughts on The Unapologetic Guide for Black Mental Health. Also, quick note, I've started The Wedding Crashers, The Worst Best Man. That's what I've been meaning to say. I saw The Wedding Crashers at the bookstore and confused the two books, but Jess was raving about The Wedding Crashers. Jess was raving about The Worst Best Man and Boyfriend Material, and that made me like want to read both books very badly. So I got the audiobook for The Worst Best Man and of course the physical of the Boyfriend Material. So yeah, fix that. I had just switched the two because the covers are like, the art on the covers are so similar. Anyways though, I finished The Unapologetic Guide to Black Mental Health. I'm not going to rate this one because again, I don't feel like I was the target demographic. Let's talk about, the book is amazing. So I'm just going to talk about like what I love about the book and then give my recommendations based on that. Because I do think there was a lot of valuable material in this book. There within each of the sections and chapters, the author, Dr. Rita Walker, would give these like prompts kind of to help guide your thinking and help you to understand whether or not like where your pH is. So that stands for psychological fortitude. And I really love this term and like how she continued to explain the importance of your psychological fortitude. Basically, your psychological fortitude is what keeps you going when you are really anxious or when you are going through things, and when there is a like traumatic event or something that impacts your life, like racism or microaggressions and a lot of things. Your psychological fortitude is what is keeping you going. Despite the fact that you're going through mental hurdles at the time, it's your strength within your mind, your fortitude within your mind that is helping you to keep going. That is giving you the tools to keep going. So I really liked that phrasing and how she continued to really speak about it. And then as it continued through the books, having prompts to really test your fortitude, test your like mindset when you think about like Africanness and America. You like being a Black person, we are descendant from Africans, and although we don't know much about our culture due to the fact of how we got to America, I mean, it's not like we chose to get on these damn boats. We were stolen, and like my ancestors were stolen and raped and just had gone through a lot of horrible things. They were dehumanized. They went through slavery. It was a shitty thing to experience that I then, like through generations, I inherit. They're like, yes, their tenacity, their fortitude in being able to survive in such an intense environment, but also that pain and anguish. And so I liked when she would just like, think of yourself as African. Yes, you're African American, and there are parts that there's a reason that it's called African American, because like that does change my family's history and the impacts on me. But thinking about yourself as African, there are certain things that you lean towards that are more African centered. For example, spirituality, believing in a higher power. That is something that is very ingrained in African culture. I really love that. I thought that that was an amazing thing. That being said, the book also draws heavily on her experience as a mother. And I think that that's where I found a disconnect, because it did seem like the book was written for a slightly older audience, or for people who, particularly women. Like, I think that men can, of course, profit from this book as well and like get help through this book as well. But she's definitely speaking from the perspective of a Black woman who is a mother. And that shows in how, in some of the scenarios she talks about, a lot of them were examples of being a single Black mother. And I'm not. In fact, I don't even know if I want children. Because, you know, this whole book definitely had discussions, and you can see that the purpose of this book is so that you can seek help and so that generational trauma can cease. And so when she's giving these examples of like, you're a mother, you're doing this for your children, you're doing this for future generations, I'm like, I'm not a mama. I won't be contributing to the I don't think I'll be contributing to future generations. And yes, she talked about like aunts kind of, and like that my nephews and my niece definitely do push me forward. But again, just not quite me. And I think at the very end though, she did a great job of giving steps on how to seek therapy and what to do on that first day of therapy to make sure that your therapist is racially cognizant and is aware of your race and is willing to discuss it and to talk about things with you that have to do with your race, like microaggressions, with like relationships, with like the way individuals interact with you. I think that was really great. Again, that happened towards the end of the book. For the majority of the book, the thing that kind of like slowed me down with reading it, it was just like, it seemed very much targeted to like mothers, Black mothers trying to do better for their children, which is beautiful and an amazing thing. Just like me in this stage of my life, I don't know if I want children. And if I do, of course, I want to be the best mom I can be to them, and I want to be able to have a high psychological fortitude. I want to be able to support them and make sure that they grow up with a high psychological fortitude. However, for me, that's like a what's that called? What is that? That's like a hypothetical scenario instead of like my actual life. I was able to grab instances. There was one chapter where she was talking about like as a parent, being there for your child, and then also kind of giving advice to therapists reading this on how to work with children a little bit. And it was just like a little bit of the conversation that was being had in that chapter, but it was actually very helpful for me in my job. Like when I am working with youth, or if I do work with youth, this is definitely going to help me to phrase my questions more appropriately, or phrase them more cognizantly of their situation. I thought that was really great. Yeah, I think the book was amazing. I think it was a really great book. I loved the foreword because it was just like, and while the book wasn't what I thought it was, it definitely was unapologetic, which I loved. It was unapologetic in her using her experiences as a Black woman, as a Black mother. And it was just so her perspective and her story, but also backed up by like her degree and the fact that she is a therapist, or well, she's a professor that helps therapists now. Like she teaches therapists now. But I really liked that, and I found it extremely important. Definitely recommend, especially if you are a new mother, if you are a mother at all. I think this is a really great tool for Black mothers or mothers raising Black kids. All right, hey y'all. So I just got back from work and I finished another book today. Well, I guess I finished the other one yesterday, but I finished another book. And I also got a package. So let's open this up. I think so I ordered a bunch of stuff because I am redoing my room. I also now have my own bathroom. So I'm decorating that. And I think this might be my shower head. Don't know how exciting that is, but don't know how exciting this is for people, but like I'm having a fun time redecorating, and I don't know. Like, just thought I'd open some things up because I can. Oh, I got my command hooks too. Great. So I also bought some new vines, because if you think that I was going to detangle my vines that were hanging in my room by my bed, you have another thing coming. I literally took them down and then saw how tangled they were and was like, no. This will not be my demise. So yeah, I chose to spend $10 over again instead of having a mental breakdown. Because yeah, I've just been on the edge of my emotions literally all year. Losing my grandma, having to move, all that stuff is very hectic and chaotic and like challenging, new things at work. Mostly though, just like I feel like I haven't been given. I know there's an echo, and I'm sorry, guys. Until I can fill up my room, it's gonna be an echo, and I apologize. But yeah, just like losing my grandma, I feel like I haven't really allowed myself to grieve fully every time. I'm just like, because really, it's just like if I let myself cry all the time. Then I would, and I wouldn't get any work done. I wouldn't have been able to move. I wouldn't have been able to do anything. And so I guess like as some type of like survival instinct, I've just been like kind of holding it in. And so I end up crying over stupid shit, like small things. Like those vines definitely would have made me like break down crying. And of course it's like the emotions that I'm already holding in with like stress, grief and everything. But I just, like, if I want to function, I can't do that. So, again, with giving myself grace and all that stuff. But yeah, the other thing is my shower head. Whoa. There's so many pieces to this. But yeah, exciting for me. I got my shower head and the command strips that I needed, or the command hooks that I needed for my vines. I don't know where I'm gonna put them though, because I'm still debating on where my bed's gonna go. Because I kind of really want a reading chair in my room, but I might just have to settle for it being in the book room, which is weird for me because it's like hard for me to think about like having a room outside of my room that brings me peace. But yeah, I can walk outside my room and go into another room. That seems so weird if that's an issue for me, but I'm like, we have space now. I think also with the move, like we had originally planned to be making this move with my grandma, so moving without her, like she was supposed to be here and she's not, and it's just really hard and that sucks. So again, just trying to give myself grace, trying to like be there for myself and like not basically trying to do the opposite of what I have been doing, and that is like actually acknowledging my feelings and everything. But every time I feel like overly emotional, sorry, I'm trying to get all this stuff back in. How was this packed? Every time I feel like overly emotional or like my feelings are gonna consume me, or I'm really like reminded of my grandma, I'm literally always in public, either at work or just like, what happened? Wait, when did that happen? I was at work. Oh my God. I was at work and I was watching the Terrell show with Chloe Bailey when she appeared as the for the, what is that game called? Like that, like I'll give you a word and you have to come up with a song to sing with it. What Song Association, that's on the Terrell show on YouTube. If you haven't watched it, y'all should watch that. It is like, if you want to listen to amazing voices, not like, some of them are very popular of course, and some of them are like throwbacks, some of them aren't too mainstream and just gorgeous, some of them are new artists and just gorgeous voices, singing they asses off. Love that show so much. I watch it all the time. But I was at work and I was listening to I was watching the Chloe Bailey one, like kind of in the background as I was working. And she freaking sang Take Me to the King by, is that sang by Tim Man? Who is that sang by? I can't remember right now. And that was my grandma's like like homegoing song. So I damn near broke. Like I damn near I had to take my headphones off. I was like, I just need you guys to get over this part. But yeah, I can't listen to that song without crying. I was somewhere else in public. I feel like Barnes and Nobles, and I was just like, I went there to be like happy a little bit. Not this most recent trip, but like another trip. I had gone to Barnes and Noble, and I just couldn't do it. I was like, I came here to like cheer myself up and it's not working. I'm very sad. I'm still just very sad and overwhelmed. So I had to like leave. Because I think, was that the trip where I found the book? My grandma was in the middle of a book when she passed, which is like one of my greatest fears when it comes to passing away, but like not finishing a book. Or my TBRs. If y'all could stop doing that meme, that's like, stop posting that damn meme. That's like, book readers go into a fit every time they realize they'll never finish their physical TBRs. Yes, I do. So please stop reminding me. Triggering as fuck. But yeah, I think I saw the book that she was reading at the bookstore one time. That almost took me out. And then just for me, like having social anxiety or like just being a Black woman in public, the last thing I want to do is have a fit or like collapse or anything that draws attention to me. Because at least not in that case. Like if it's something positive, great. But if I'm breaking down, crying in the middle of a Barnes and Nobles, no, thank you. I don't want that. I don't want. Um, but yeah, just things that have been impacting me recently. I think this move was definitely because for so long it was like the hurdle I needed to get over. Like we just needed to get into the new place. I needed to get out of the old place. Feeling a lot of emotions with that. The whole reason I got a new bedroom set is because one, I've had that bedroom set since high school, but two, like I would look at it and just like think about when I had COVID, think about grieving my grandma and like losing her and we're like just being in my bed all the time and like my room just became a very sad place for me, which I'm not used to. Usually my room is like my haven of like peace and like it brings me joy to just like decompress there. I am an introvert, so I get a lot of my energy from just being alone. And I've always set my room up to give me that energy and like happiness and peace. And all of a sudden, my bedroom, going into my room, my bedroom set, all of it just felt like it had so much negative energy of like losing my grandma, having COVID, and how I was literally bedridden. Like I didn't have the strength or like physical strength to get out of bed when I had COVID those first 2 days. And so, and then also like at that time, even though she was still with us, like worrying about her and how she was doing and just a lot of horrible negative emotions associated with that bedroom set. So I was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. I don't want it anymore. And yeah, I'm trying to kind of like start over and set up a space that actually brings me happy when I see it. And so far, everything I've gotten from my room, like I'm excited for it to finally get here. Some of it, my duvet cover, because the duvet is here. That was like the first thing that was delivered. But my duvet cover isn't going to be here until like mid-July, I think, which is sad for me. So I realized I was literally just about to take my shower. It's later in the day. I've eaten dinner. I was about to take my shower for the night and then film some B-roll of me unpacking. Just because, you know, I like to have those wind down moments in my vlogs for you guys to like read if you want to or whatever. I really like when that's in vlogs. But I forgot to update y'all about the book that I finished while at work. So like I told you guys this morning, I was really in the mood to listen to the audiobook for The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa, I believe. And I did just that. I listened to the audiobook. It was what I did to like while I was working, because the project I was working on today didn't really, like I was able to listen to an audiobook with the project. It didn't have too much reading that I had to do with my eyes for this project. And so, yeah, I got the opportunity to listen to the audiobook, and I listened to the audiobook for my entire workday and completely finished it. Wasn't the plan for today. I just really felt like listening to the audiobook, and then I couldn't put it down. So that's great signs. I ended up giving The Worst Best Man 4 stars. It was such a cute romance. Like I just really loved it. I loved their banter and back and forth between Lena and what was his name? It's always something basic and I can never remember. Why do I want to be like Ben? Max. It was Max. Between Max and Lena, I just really love their banter. I love their back and forth. If you don't know, The Worst Best Man is about a woman who is a wedding planner, and on her big day, she was actually left at the altar by Max's brother, and all that he left behind when he like was a runaway groom was a text to his brother, who was his best man, saying, everything we talked about last night was so right. You were so right about Lena. I can't marry her. And then Max then had to tell Lena on what was supposed to be her wedding day that his brother wasn't going to show, and this is the text he left me. So of course Lena's like, I freaking hate you and I hate your brother because he left me on our wedding day, and I hate you because apparently you're the reason why. Something you said while blackout drunk. Well, I guess he wasn't blacked out yet, but something you said that night apparently resonated with the man that was willing to spend his life with me, and now he's not. So fast forward, some time passes. I feel like a few years, I believe, passes, and Lena is still a successful wedding planner. She's doing really well, and at a wedding that she's at, she is recognized by this woman who is representing a really popular and great hotel. And she propositions Lena to do an interview process in which she will be matched with one person from a marketing team to kind of market her wedding planning. And she will, if she gets the job, then she will be the site's wedding planner for the hotel. It's like a whole rebrand that the hotel is trying to do to cater to weddings, and they need a wedding planner to do that and be their representative as the wedding planner for that site, for that hotel, and like the other hotels. Like, it's like a franchise kind of. Do hotels franchise? Is that what that's called? It doesn't matter. And so of course it's a huge opportunity for Lena. It will really boost her career and bring in some money. So she's like, of course, I absolutely want this job. Let's do this interview process. Well, the marketing team that the hotel is also interviewing to be their marketing is actually the marketing firm that Max's mom owns. And so Max actually has to kind of compete against his brother, who is matched with the other wedding planner that is up for the job, and Max is matched with Lena. Or not matched, but the two of them walked into the room, and Rebecca, the like head of the hotel, was like, you guys can decide Lena can decide which marketing person she wants to work with. And she was like, well, not the man that left me at the altar. I guess I'm in a shitty situation, a rock and a hard place. So I guess I choose the rock, or the hard place, depending on. Max is the rock. Anyways, now Lena is matched up with Max, and they have to come up with this whole brand for the hotel and Lena to get her to get the position as a wedding planner for the hotel. And so they just do their things, and they realize there's some like chemistry there, and they have to decide if they're going to follow that chemistry. Of course, it's a very complex history that they have, but they have to decide, will I act on these feelings, or do I be logical and just work with and not let this man get in the way of my bag? But I really, really, really love this book for similar reasons that I loved Dating Dr. Dill. I think that the side characters were so amazing. Once again, I'm in a situation where these tias, these aunts, I am in love with. They are standout characters. They have very interesting personalities. Lena's cousin is actually getting married, and her mom at the bachelorette party. I love her. I love her so much. Like that's my future, y'all. Like that is me. But yeah, I loved all the characters so much. There was no character. Oh, well, I did not like Max's brother. I also, the conflict that happened towards the end, didn't like how it was done, because like the whole thing is that Max did something to Lena, or Max said something to his brother to make him not want to get married. And then the way this plays out, we figure out what he said. I was like, Oh, so his brother need to get his ass beat then. Because, like, oh, he's such a horrible brother. Like, such a terrible big brother, because he is like 2 years older than Max. And Max is like, all I want to do is get out of my brother's shadow. And so he's really excited about this opportunity for them to like be competing, because he's like, I'm finally going to be out of my brother's shadow. My mom is going to see how worthy I am. Hopefully give me more responsibilities without my brother. It's going to be great. It's going to be a blast. And the way his brother was just like a pouty baby, like it was so clear that Max was the brains, the creativity, all of it. Because the second the brother had to work alone, he fell with the pressure. And yeah, he's a bad person. Like at the end of the book, they kind of wanted to be like, I'm flawed and I'm gonna get help or whatever. And I was just like, you're an asshole and you've been an asshole for fucking years. Like this, I don't care that you're sorry. Okay. But yeah, I did not like the brother, but all the other characters I absolutely loved. I thought they were so cool. They had those little spicy scenes, and I mean, he ain't no Dr. Dill. Oh, that shower scene lives in my brain rent free. But I mean, he's a Max, and Max got things too. It's funny because I actually wasn't listening to my book with my headphones. I had it just playing because I have my own office. I can choose whether or not to wear headphones, especially since one of my coworkers was literally blasting music one day. And it was super funny. But I'm like, if he can do that, then I can listen to my little audiobook. And then things got hot and heavy. I said, oh, okay. Let's just real quick. 1 moment, please. Okay. Commence. But it was so cute. It was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I don't think I loved it quite as much as Jess did, but it was still a very cute book, and that I gave 4 stars, of course. And I definitely would be interested in picking up something else by Mia Sosa, because I love the characters. I love how she made sure to like add in Lena's culture, because her family is from Brazil. I loved, there was one moment, there was a discussion to be had about how women of color are viewed when they are highly emotive, especially in the workplace. And I loved it, because there was a moment where Max had to check his straight white male privilege, and he did. And I was like, oh, we love a self-aware king, or rather a king willing to become self-aware, like he's willing to learn. I loved it. I loved the discussion. I loved that so much. I was like, I listened to it and I was like, exactly. Yeah. Women can emote. And I also, because I guess, yeah, since Lena is a brown woman, she didn't necessarily have to speak about like what black women go through. But there was a point, like, the specific line was like, if a black woman is, I can't remember the specific line, but it was like somewhere along the line is of like, when a black woman is passionate, then she's angry. When a brown woman is emotional, then she's crazy, or something like that. Because I actually feel like, yeah, so it was always like Lena checking her emotions throughout the entire book, and people were like, I don't like how not in touch with her emotions are. Like, you're a wedding planner, this is a big day, it's an emotional day, and you're very logical. And Lena had to be real with Max and be like, as a woman of color, as a brown woman, I can't be highly emotional, because that could be used as a weapon against me. Like, if I show my emotions a lot, if I'm not logical with everything, then someone's going to say that I'm overly sensitive. Someone's going to say that I'm crazy. Someone's going to say that I'm a problem because I'm emoting, and I made that mistake once in life. I won't do it again. And I loved it. There's just so many conversations within this book, and it also just felt like a nice fluffy romance. It was so great. Hence why I couldn't put it down and listen to it throughout my entire time at work. But now I have updated you guys. I'm gonna take a shower and then do some unpacking. Insert the B-roll now. Hello, y'all. It is Sunday now, and all I want to do is rest. I am so tired. I don't know how to do this because I feel like I'm sideways, but maybe the camera shouldn't be. I don't know, but I'm very tired. I made my bed yesterday. I kind of got footage of that. But yeah, I'm just tired, and I don't think anything else is going to really happen for this vlog. I really just want to rest today because I'm feeling overwhelmed, and it makes me angry that tomorrow's Monday. So Reading wise, I did try to read a novella by the name of Fruit. It will be released on the 8th of June, I believe. And it's a novella that I got from Reedsy, and I couldn't do it. It was too much. It was literally just way too much. Like, the writing was really pretty, in my opinion, but then it kind of didn't make sense for the setting. But then I was kind of like, okay, but the beautiful writing kind of draws into the fact that the main character is kind of like this playboy, ladies man, and he's also like a poetry professor. So I was like, okay, so he's just a dramatic guy, who thinks like T.S. Eliot or whatever. Like, fine, okay, it's cool. But then it just dealt with very serious topics, and I felt like it did it very haphazardly and just for like shock value, and it just left a very gross feeling in my mouth. The more that the plot continued, I just don't think that it was handled very well, and it just made me upset. And for a novella, I was like, I don't want to pick this up. No. So that's what I tried to do and tried to read, and that kind of like kept me from reading other things because I did want to have if you can hear the unpacking happening in the other room, my bad. But yeah, with that novella, it was like, okay, I have a due date for having to finish that, and so anytime I pick up something or read something, it needs to be that, and it wasn't because I couldn't. But yeah. I'm going to try and gather some energy and some strength today so that hopefully I can film my June TBR. No promises though. I might just have to do it tomorrow morning. But on that note, this is going to be a goodbye from the vlog. I will talk to you guys next week.